So let's look at the real agenda behind this anti-bullying stuff. Okay, this is the real agenda behind it. It stems off into a bunch of other stuff. But the real agenda is because this is the time that people that are tied in with the Bible are going to pay a hefty price. Because what was wrong is now considered right. You know, people keep talking about a pole shift. Well, that shift's already happening. You know, in the social media, in the way that things are perceived. What was wrong is right. Homosexuality was banned for years. Now the Pope's running around saying it's okay to suck a dick. And, you know, if a little boy happens to slip in there somewhere, well, that's okay too. Because we've been doing that basically forever. And, you know, as soon as we get done with that, give it a few years, we'll start introducing bestiality. Because all of this goes back to this Roman bullshit, return to the golden age of Saturn. And so because the Bible has a lot of do's and don'ts about, you know, don't try fucking your mom, and dad, don't try and screw your daughter type stuff. Well, that's bullying, see, because you're putting your foot down and you're saying no. And so this cunt, this savage character, which believe me, he doesn't know the word savage until I would be in a room with him for about 15 minutes. I'm not a big man, but that doesn't mean I don't have a certain amount of, I don't know, moxie, I guess would be the word. Or I don't give a fuck, basically. When somebody doesn't give a fuck, that's when they're most dangerous. You know, the way the Bible's interpreted is completely twisted and torqued, but the people that adhere to it, or at least try to, are going to be paying a price for something they don't even understand. The people that don't understand what's going on here, how the world is being pushed back. It's not going forward, it's going backwards. We're going back into a very paganistic, violent time, but at the same time, they're telling you not to defend yourself. Anti-bullying speaker attacks Bibles in Christian teens. See, again, there's no fucking critical thinking on this planet. There's no critical thinking. But can't people put two and two to fucking together? Can't they understand that sucking a dick ain't really the preferred way of reproducing? Because sex really, let's get down to brass tacks. Sex is for reproduction. It's become some form of fucking perverted fucking pastime, I guess, over the eons. Because you know what? Let's put it this way. The Creator knows that man is such a lazy fuck that if he didn't get the feeling of orgasm at the time that he had sex, man wouldn't do it. If there ain't something in it for him, he wouldn't do it. So he has to give him that little bit of ecstasy so that he'll keep doing it to recreate. Okay, you know, there's a guy, a German guy, I'm pretty sure he was a Nazi, but I kind of like what he said. His name was Nietzsche, he was a philosopher. He said animals were God's second mistake. Well, sometimes I think there's some truth, at least to the first part of that. I think the animals are more human than we are as they do what they were supposed to do. This shit's out of control. Anti-bullying. Now they've got an anti-bullying Bible out and how to extricate somebody who's being bullied. At the same time, they're taking away your rights and beating you into submission. I don't understand it. These people that have kids are the same age group I am. Why do they see things differently than I do? What are you, fucking morons? What? I don't get it. If you're getting bullied, then you fucking wait for the cocksucker to come around the corner and you fucking hit him in the mouth. And if you get your ass whooped, well, so what? Then you come after him again. Eventually, the guy will leave you alone, I promise you. Okay, we're not talking about fighting with Al Capone and his group. We're talking about kids in fucking grade school. Usually after one gets hit really hard, it ends. Okay? Even guys that fight in bars, it's usually a done and over with type of deal. They're making you got to understand the mindset, the game they're trying to play on people here. Like, oh, it's a forced peace. It's a forced peace. I've said this a million times before, and nobody wants to listen to me. This age where people think that Jesus is going to return and there's going to be 1,000 years of peace is not Jesus coming here. The only time that 1,000 years is used is in the 1,000-year reign of the Antichrist. Okay? The Third Reich in World War II, their 1,000-year reign, And Bush with his 1,000 points of light. Nowhere, anywhere is Jesus going to show up here. And why would Jesus only show up for 1,000 years and then leave? Fucking uneducated, ill-informed, stupid, egotistical cocksuckers, open your fucking eyes. It's a forced Nazi Hebrew coalition to take away anything that you think is normal and make you think that it's right. For fuck's sake. I don't get it. How can the world be this stupid? See, here's the problem. People want to see, or I guess they don't want to see. When people do something bad and the Almighty doesn't show up and turn you into a pile of ashes, people think He doesn't exist. And because of that reason, people then continue to do the wrong things all the time. Because they don't think they're being watched. Buddy, you ain't never done nothing in your life ever that was in secret. I can assure you that. You've been watched by more eyes than you can even imagine. And I'm not talking about humans, neither. You're being watched up and down every day, all day. When you piss, wipe your ass, jerk off, whatever the fuck you're doing, you're being watched. Don't ever fucking for 1 minute think that there's anything that you've ever done in your entire life that you ain't been watched. So next time you're going to pull some bullshit, make sure you keep that fucking thought in your head. Because there's nowhere to hide here. I don't give a fuck where you go. You ain't hiding from shit. Because you're being watched by something much greater than yourself. So when you make these decisions to allow these weird things to happen, and you don't stand up against them, remember somebody's sitting there taking notes. And I'm not preaching to you. I don't need to preach to you because I'm as guilty as any of you. Worse for me because I already understand this shit. And I still fuck up. But I'm just telling you, you're not doing nothing in secret. Not a fucking thing are you doing in secret. This silly shit, you better start fucking opening your mouth because you're gonna be held accountable for it. That doesn't mean run out in the street and start bonking people over the head. Don't fucking allow your kids to be fucking put... You know, the Bible says don't cause your children to be passed through the fire. Okay, well, people are laughing at Moloch and burning up children. Well, duh! It also means don't make your kid go through this silly shit. Protect your kid from this craziness. You're being watched. And you're being watched by something much greater than the mafia, believe me. And the NSA. It goes far beyond that.